Found in Faith Ministries transforms empty houses into homes by donating quality furniture and home goods. Join us in the next 30 minutes as we hear about their humble beginnings and all they're doing to provide quality furniture and services to the good citizens of Harford County. I'm Christy Breslin, and this is Harford MagaScene. Alicia Hamilton is the co-founder and executive director here at Found in Faith Ministries. She has graciously invited us into their facility here in Joppatown, and she's going to tell us all about them, all the good work that they do, and how they're helping our Harford County residents. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Alicia, what is Found in Faith Ministries?
So Found in Faith Ministries is a 501c3 nonprofit. We are here focused in Harford County and serving Harford County.
Now, tell me when it first began, how it got started, and wow, you have really grown.
Yeah, so we started 5 years ago in 2016. We just celebrated our 5th anniversary. And it was really just a culmination of, there were a couple different churches meeting this need individually in the community. And I was able to kind of pull people together and meet and decide what we could do to serve a larger population of people, because there was more of a need than what any one church or any one ministry could do on their own.
Now, you and I had a chance to talk about the numbers a little bit, and the need is just incredible. Can you elaborate on that a little?
Yeah, people don't think that in Harford County. So there's a population of about 250,000 in Harford County. It might be a little higher now, but about 90,000 of those people are living paycheck to paycheck. So not necessarily, poor, extremely limited income, but we're not here just for people who have $0. We're here for people who don't have any margin at the end of their month. These are the people that are paying their bills and just getting by, but they don't have any extra money necessarily for necessities, even important ones like a bed to sleep on. That can be a real strain for somebody who's just trying to keep their lights on and the roof over their head.
Now, in order to receive the services, I assume there's some kind of application or screening process?
Yeah, so we do have an online application. It's super simple. It takes about 10 minutes, and it's mostly just collecting demographic information, and then it provides them a list that they can just check off everything. It lists everything that we have here available to them, and they can let us know. And then after that, they are scheduled, interviewed by our program director, and they're scheduled to come in for their appointment.
Now, what about fees? Are there any fees involved?
No, we provide this service to the community for free. That's what actually sets us apart from some of the other organizations that are able to meet this need, but not at a cost of zero like we are.
Now, I know Joppatown, but where specifically are you located?
So if you're familiar with Joppatown, most people know Joppatown by the flea market. That's right off of Route 40. So we are just about a mile down from that into kind of the heart of Joppatown. So the public library, the Joppa Library, is right down the street. But our address is 610 Town Center Drive.
And didn't you say it used to be a post office?
Yes, 10 years ago. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm not sure how long ago it was a post office, but I know the building sat empty for 10 years until we came in and gave it a purpose that was a little more worthwhile.
And what are your hours of operation? When can we come in?
Yeah, so we do have regular hours, but I do just want to throw in the caveat that everything here is by appointment.
Okay.
And we do that just because we only have one loading door, so we're really just trying to make it convenient for people who have big drop-offs. But our regular hours are Wednesdays from 10 to 2, Fridays from 3 to 6, and then we are open the second and third Saturdays of the month as well.
So what's on the horizon for Found in Faith Ministries?
Oh my goodness. So in terms of programmatically, we're really working right now on sustaining the Fresh Start Furniture program. It was for, several years all volunteer. And so, but now we're starting to grow and build that. So it's really about making sure that the program and the clients that we're serving, we're meeting all their needs as best as possible. And, but we're looking ahead to doing some other projects. We're about to launch a coaching program called the Path to Success. So it's just going to be for applicants or people who come through the Fresh Start Furniture program. But it's really just about helping them continue on their journey and what's their next step. Because, when they come here, they're excited. It's a good time for them. They've got, a new roof over their head. It is a fresh start for them. So we really want to be able to not just hand out, but hand up in a way. Right. And there's some easy ways to do that, like making sure that they have low-cost internet service that's available if they don't know about it, making sure that their cell phone bill, if they qualify for that, is as low as it can be. And those are like the practical things, but then also encouraging them to kind of, okay, you got your place, you got your stuff. What's next? What's like a big goal? And some people have them, and some people have been struggling so long that they just don't even, they're just kind of like, I'm good, and it's, but well, maybe are you? There's nothing that you want to do, so just kind of engaging with our the clients that come through our doors in a more personal, holistic way.
Well, tell us how we can get in touch, if we want to do the application, the screening, or even just volunteer.
Yeah. So website has got plenty of great forms. There's a Get Help tab if somebody's in need of furniture. The application's right there. If they don't have computer access or don't really feel comfortable with that, you can always just call the number. That's 443-519-2464, and we're happy to do the screening over the phone. There's a donation form there as well, so it's quick and easy to fill out a donation form. Same with the volunteer. That's really the best way to contact us, because we don't have people in the building full time. So whatever messages come through the website, they're going directly to who needs to get them and process them quickly.
Thank you again for having us. It's so great to be here. And I know I've told you this about 100 times, but I'm so impressed with what you've done and the facility that you have.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Now, how big of a need do we have for their services here in Harford County? We'll find out right after the break. I'm joined with Evelyn McSorley. She is the founder and program director here at Found in Faith Ministries. She is here to tell us about this amazing space, why she felt it was important to Harford County, and all the good work that they're doing. Hi, Evelyn.
Hi.
Evelyn, why did you feel like Harford County needed an organization like Found in Faith?
Well, I realized that there are a lot of people out there that struggle. They have a house and they struggle to have enough food on the table, but they're living in a place that's empty, and they don't have the financial means to purchase furniture on their own. There is a lot of generous people in the community who want to donate furniture, and they feel fulfilled because they're able to give it to a good cause. So making that connection is just something that needed to be done. There's a big gap in the community. People are able to move forward, but sometimes they have that stumbling block with furniture being such an expense. We're able to provide free items to people in need and eliminate waste. So it was a real need-based thing in the community, and there didn't seem to be any other large resources out there. So we're fulfilling a need that help people move ahead.
Now, tell me, why did you feel that this would be a good fit for Harford County?
Well, mainly because there weren't other organizations here. There's a lot of different agencies out there helping with housing, employment. People get a house and then they move there, but there's this overwhelming feeling of sadness because there's an empty room. And if you don't have a place to have a meal at or to lay your head down at night, it's just very sad, and they don't feel like they can move ahead, and everybody wants to feel comfortable in their house. And sometimes people have a place, but it doesn't really feel like a home. And I think we just kind of meet that need.
Oh, absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of times people just take for granted the basic necessities that they had, and you guys are kind enough to provide that. So it sounds like we have a very big need for this in Harford County. Are there a lot of families that are reaching out?
There are families, individuals call us on their own. Some of them just have, they've had some kind of hardship. You know, they may have had a fire. We do get a lot of calls from different agencies that reach out to us. Veterans, shelters, SARC, all different sorts of places people are in need. So the word has really spread, and we're actually providing a service to the donors too, because people find it very rewarding to know that their precious items, especially maybe family members that have died, that it's just not being wasted and it's going directly to people. It's a lot easier to part with loved ones' belongings when you know it has a purpose. And there's just an incredible amount of waste. So we're happy to, help on both ends. You know, it's very rewarding.
Are there requirements that need to be met in order to receive the services? I know we touched on this a little bit, but give us a little bit more detail.
Right. Well, you have to be a Harford County resident, 18 years or above, and people that are on a limited income.
Now, Evelyn, is this strictly a volunteer-based organization?
Well, we were 100% volunteer for the first 4 years. We do now have 2 paid positions, but we do have mainly volunteers operating the showroom and seeing that everything goes.
Well, how can people sign up to volunteer, and what would they really be responsible for?
Well, we have an online application where you can fill out an application, put what you're interested in volunteering on. We have several opportunities that we can offer, but if somebody has a specific skill, I'm sure we can find a place.
Well, Evelyn, let's talk about the showroom a little bit. When you come in, what can we expect to see, and what is available to the residents?
Well, of course, there's furniture, but we do get houseware items too. It's real important for our clients to be able to set up their kitchen, their bedroom. So we have all sorts of items, everything from microwaves to linens, and then fun decorative pieces. People like to make their house feel warm and inviting, so it's really fun to see the clients come in and take their time and select just the right picture and make their place their own. They actually have been living in a place, but it might not feel like home, and I think we help create that. And it's great to see their smiling faces because you know that they're going to go home and they just can't wait to get this picture hung and the pillows on the sofa. And we have fun with it. The volunteers have fun with it. We help coordinate, colors and things like that. So it's a fun experience for them and for us too.
Evelyn, thank you for having us here today. Thank you for all that you do to help our Harford County community.
Thank you.
Now, Found in Faith Ministries means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. We're going to find out more about their mission and what their plans are moving forward. Stay with us. Allie Paskin is the board president here at Found in Faith Ministries, and she is so passionate about what she does. So she's going to tell us about when she started and why she continues to serve this wonderful organization. Hi, Allie.
Hi, Christy. Nice to see you.
Now, Allie, how did you first become involved with Found in Faith?
Well, I moved to Harford County in 2015, and it seemed like at least a few times a week, I was hearing something about this organization called Found in Faith. And I would ask friends of mine who were long-term residents of Harford County, what is up with this Found in Faith? Every time I turn around, I'm hearing about Found in Faith. They said, Allie, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of them. So I went to a networking event, and lo and behold, Alicia Hamilton, our executive director, was sitting 2 seats down from me. I didn't know it. When she did her 30-second pitch, I was like, there's that Found in Faith again. So I went over and introduced myself and said, I don't know how or why, but your organization is the best kept secret of Harford County, and I think somehow I'm supposed to be involved in your organization, so let's talk. And we've been talking ever since, and I was invited to join the board of directors, so here I am.
Now, working on the board, tell us about some of the current initiatives.
Sure. Right now, we are in strategic planning mode. We are looking for new and creative ways to not only ensure we have the funds to maintain our Fresh Start Furniture program for years to come, but also starting to evaluate what other resources and services we might be able to offer the community a few years down the road, and what do we need to do to prepare to do that. In addition, one of the tasks that I have taken on with another board member, Harry Offit, is to look at the board governance, review our board descriptions, our policies and procedures, and make sure that everything is in place and nothing needs to be updated to reflect how Found in Faith is structured and where we want to go in the future.
I know you've had a lot of positive experiences, but what would you say has been one of the most positive ones for you?
I think the most positive experience for me is to see how the public awareness of Found in Faith has grown in the years that I have been involved. Not that I personally am taking credit for it, but just not only in the arena of people who need help finding out that we are a resource they can turn to, but also potential donors saying, I am downsizing. I'm having a hard time finding a place that will take furniture. I never knew that I could come to you. This is really great. I'm bringing all my furniture to you, or I'm bringing this and this housewares, whatever they have. So it's just increasing that public awareness and letting people know that we are here no matter whether you want to receive help or you want to give help.
Now, you have to tell me the clients' reactions when they see, wow, I'm actually getting something that I so desperately need.
It is absolutely amazing. Just the gratitude and the happiness of not only are they getting help, but as you can see from the showroom, they actually get to come and shop.
Right.
They can pick out the things that resonate with them, that reflect their style, reflect their personality, and again, help them build that sense of home for themselves and maybe even their family, their kids. I remember one story where one woman was so happy her son was thrilled to death because he actually had a table to sit at to do his homework. Aww. And it's such a small little thing that we may not even think of, but it makes such a big impact in their lives.
Allie, thank you again. And it's so great to have people such as yourself that are just so giving and so passionate and just helping so many people that need it so desperately. So thank you for all that you've done.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure.
Now, coming up, we're going to learn more about the showroom, some of the items that they have, and how you can receive your services if you're in need. Kathy Stewart and Emily Paslick are a mother-daughter duo that volunteer their time here at Found in Faith Ministries. They're both very passionate about it. They keep coming back, and they genuinely enjoy what they do. They're going to tell us about the experience and how they are helping to give back to all of our residents that are in such desperate need. Thank you, ladies, for being here, and thank you for everything that you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. We're very glad you've come to do this for us.
Kathy, tell me what exactly you and Emily do when you come to Found in Faith Ministries. What are your volunteer duties?
Okay, so when we're able to come together, which is on a Saturday, Emily mans our kitchen area, and so she'll take care of, unpacking things that have come in, as well as packing orders. And I quite often will lead clients through the facility, help them pick out their things, and then greet and receive donations. So we pretty much have a schedule of what we're supposed to do, and we run that schedule. And it's great because we know each other so well because we live together, that we can spot things and we remember where certain things are and things like that. So we can say, hey, you know what? This might be good for them. So it's really cool.
Now, Emily, tell me about your experience so far and maybe a couple of things that stand out in your mind.
So I mostly spend my time in the kitchen room, like she said, because I can't fold fitted sheets.
Me neither.
And so I spend a lot of time, I started a silverware organization system that works where they just have to grab a bag of silverware. But one instance that stands out most to me was a woman came in asking for Tupperware so she could pre-plan meals. And we had a box of like 10 brand new specific for meal planning. So we were able to give her that, and she really loved it. But I pack up a lot of orders, so it's fun to take the list and then pick out bedding based on like kids, like if they're a boy or a girl, and find like flip-flop sheets for them or like race cars. I love doing it. So
Kathy, what are some of the things that you enjoy the most? Because from what you've told me, this has been such a rewarding experience.
There's several different clients that have come through that have really just touched my heart. But I find it most rewarding when there's a woman who has been in a situation that she needed to get out of, and she's able to come here, and she has privacy. She can find almost everything she needs. And we can also give her community service assistance, tell her how to go to the next step if she needs more help. It's just, it's just so heartwarming, to be able to just put your arms around them and let them know it's going to be okay, and they can call again, and all that.
Now, Emily, talk to me a little bit about the staff and the volunteers. What's it like to work with them?
So I actually only really know a couple volunteers because I've only been able to come on Wednesdays and Saturdays. But Evelyn and Aaron are so fun to work with. Aaron is so amazing at folding sheets. It's like a superhero power. I don't know how she does it. But she like totally transformed the bed and bathroom. It's so beautifully organized now, and she's so fun. She tells so many stories, and Evelyn's just so nice to work with. She's a wonderful woman.
Now, Kathy, what do you need to begin volunteering? Like, talk about the process.
All you need is a little time and a heart. That's all you need. Obviously it's easy to get to. It's right off of Route 40. And we have something for everyone. You don't need a skill. You don't have to fold sheets. We have people that fold sheets. You don't have to lift. We have plenty of people that do lifting. You can find anything to do. And there's always a little story somebody wants to share, and always, something that happened during a drop-off or a pickup that we can then talk about after, how wonderful it was, or how funny it was, or how whatever. So you don't need anything, just some time, and just open your heart.
Now, Emily, why do you think people should volunteer for Found in Faith?
I think it's really rewarding, but I love coming here to work because I find the work satisfying and honestly just really fun, because I love organizing things. But working with other volunteers is nice, and I think volunteering here is good for everyone because you get to see yourself make a difference, just like in like such a small setting, that it's like really impactful.
Well, of course, when we come into the showroom, we are always going to be very happy to see your lovely faces, and so giving, so grateful. We have such wonderful people here in Harford County, so thank you both.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. It comes with pleasure. We get so much out of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, as do the people that are receiving the services. And of course, if you would like to make a donation or even schedule a pickup, we're going to talk to Chris, our transport volunteer, next and find out just how you can arrange all that. Stay with us. Chris Holleran is a transport volunteer at Found in Faith Ministries. He is the one that will help you set up your donations, and he might even be the one to come and pick them up. He's here to tell us about why he gives so much of his time. Chris, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, Chris, how did you first learn about Found in Faith Ministries?
Well, I have a neighbor. I spent about 30 plus years at Verizon, and I had retired in 2017. And my neighbor, who was a very good person who does a lot of volunteering, her son worked for Found in Faith, and he drove a truck and he picked up the furniture, and he needed some help. And so she said, "You're retired, would you like to do some volunteer?" And I said, "Sure, I'd like to help out."
Now, what is the most rewarding part for you, and why do you volunteer so much? Why do you give so much of your time?
Well, first of all, it's sort of very rewarding in the fact that you have people that donate furniture, and they would like it to go to people in need. Mm-hmm. And the other tremendous benefit is prior to COVID, we used to do a lot of delivery of furniture to people in need. So when you go to someone's house that has no furniture in it, and their children are standing there, and you're bringing a truck and giving them beds and dressers and a place to sit and eat, kitchen tables and chairs, it's just very rewarding.
Oh.
It makes you feel very good.
Now, Chris, are there certain items that you accept and certain items that you don't accept?
Yes. One of the biggest, which surprised me, one of the biggest ones that is requested is beds and bed frames, dressers, kitchen tables, kitchen chairs, end tables, linens, cutlery, forks, knives, plates, end tables, night tables, small couches, and also chairs, pretty much.
Now, do you pick up the items or do the community members need to bring them to the showroom? That's one of the biggest questions I think people have.
Actually, there's both.
Okay.
People can deliver, which is the quickest and easiest if they have a truck or transportation to get them here. They can call the main number for Found in Faith, or they can go online and get information at foundinfaithmaryland.org, or they can set up that where our church truck, which is provided by Bel Air Methodist Church, they can request it to be picked up if they don't have the transportation, and we will pick it up. And that's primarily what I do. I drive the truck, and I also pick up the furniture.
Is there any specific moment that had a major impact on you emotionally?
Well, the one that I tell my wife a lot was that we picked up a donation, and the furniture was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the woman was she was downsizing and moving into a condominium. She had a full house full of just very beautiful stuff, beds and couches and chairs and dining room set. So we filled the whole truck, and we also delivered that because the people in need wanted exactly that type of furniture. And so we pulled in, and it was in the summertime, and all the kids were out playing, and then we backed into this townhouse, and they literally was completely empty.
Wow.
And so when we rolled up the truck bed, the big door of the truck, it almost was like we were Santa Claus.
Aww.
All the kids from the playground came, and they helped us carry small items in, we filled the whole house with some very beautiful furniture, and it just warmed your heart.
Oh,
it was very
makes
unique.
Such a difference.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Is there any fees associated with this? Any fees for the pickup or the delivery?
No, the donations are absolutely free with the truck, or sometimes I'll do it with my pickup truck. If it's a small item and we have a trouble getting the pickup truck, a lot of times my neighbors, now that they know what I do, they will ask me, and I'll approve the type of furniture, and I'll bring it in my own truck. But they could schedule it through calling Found in Faith or going online, and we'll come and pick it up. We do ask for donations, but again, it's not required. But the donors, if they wanted to donate something to defray the costs to Found in Faith, that'd be great. We'd accept that. But as far as the people accepting, any of the furniture here, if they come and pick it up, or if we deliver it, there's no cost whatsoever.
Chris, thank you so much for what you've done for Harford County. It means a lot. It's so heartwarming. And just like you said, it makes such a difference to these people that don't have the simple, basic necessities.
Well, you're welcome, but it's really a pleasure to work with this organization to help out people in need in Harford County. It's fun to do.
Found in Faith Ministries values honor, integrity, excellence, and humility. As you have seen today, they are working hard to provide quality furniture to those in need. If you would like to learn more, donate, volunteer, you can visit their website at foundinfaithmd.org. I'm Christy Breslin. See you next month on Harford MagaScene.